His face is on every banknote. His portrait guards the Forbidden City, and his body lies embalmed in a crystal coffin. To the West, he is a dictator responsible for millions of deaths. To China, he is the great helmsman who birthed a superpower. How does a nation reconcile a legacy of mass famine with a legacy of national pride? Today we uncover the truth of why China still honors Mao. To understand Mao's survival, you have to understand what China was before him. A broken, sick man of Asia, colonized by foreign powers. In 1949, Mao stood at the gate of heavenly peace and declared, "The Chinese people have stood up." For the first time in a century, China was one. Under his rule, life expectancy doubled. Literacy rates tripled. He transformed the feudal agrarian society into an industrial nuclear power, but the price was staggering. The Great Leap Forward, his plan to industrialize overnight, resulted in the deadliest famine in history. Then came the Cultural Revolution, a decade of chaos where students turned on teachers and history was burned in the streets. So why didn't China tear down his statues like the Soviets did to Stalin? Why did they choose to keep the red sun rising? In 1981, the Communist Party faced a choice: condemn Mao and risk losing their own legitimacy, or rewrite the narrative. They chose the latter. This is the 70-30th rule. Officially, Mao was 70% right. His mistakes were secondary and his merits were primary, a genius but a flawed one. The party realized that Mao is the foundation stone. If you pull him out, the entire building of the Chinese Communist Party collapses. But for ordinary people, it's not just politics. It's nostalgia. In a China of extreme competition, Mao represents a simpler time of equality. He is the ultimate underdog, a peasant son who defeated the world's greatest empires. That story is core to the modern Chinese identity. Mao famously said, "Women hold up half the sky." He outlawed foot binding and arranged marriages, bringing millions of women into the workforce. He gave China its backbone. He developed the atomic bomb while the country was starving, ensuring no one would ever invade them again. Today, Maoism has become a brand. It's red tourism. Young people wear his face on shirts as a symbol of anti-capitalist rebellion. The current leadership under Xi Jinping has revived Mao's tactics. The mass line, the criticism sessions, the absolute central authority. To Xi, Mao is the sword and shield. Without Mao's revolutionary history, the current government has no mandate of heaven to rule. In Chinese schools, the famine is called 3 years of natural disasters. The blame is shifted from the leader to the circumstances. The West sees a list of crimes. China sees a list of achievements that happened. It is a fundamental clash of perspective. Mao built the heavy industrial base that Deng Xiaoping later unlocked with capitalism. Without Mao's grit, Deng's gold wouldn't exist. For many, he isn't a politician. He's a deity. In rural homes, his image sits on altars next to Buddha, protecting the household. China's greatest fear is Luwan chaos. Mao ended the warlord era. To many, even his most violent years were better than the century of anarchy before him. Fact: Mao made China a nuclear power in 1964. For a nation previously humiliated by Japan and the West, this was the ultimate moral victory. He sent barefoot doctors into the countryside, bringing vaccines to millions who had never seen a doctor. This tripled the rural health index. He promised the iron rice bowl, guaranteed work and food. Even as China grows rich, many miss the security of the Maoist era. He was a master strategist. Even at his weakest, he played the U.S. against the Soviets, setting the stage for China's entry into the UN. The 70-30 split isn't just a government lie. It's a national coping mechanism. To admit Mao was 100% wrong is to admit the last 70 years were a mistake. To much of the developing world, Mao remains a hero of anti-colonialism. He showed that you don't need the West to become a powerhouse. You can't take Mao off the money because he is the money. He is the labor, the industrialization, and the blood that built the foundation. China honors Mao because they have to. He is the father of the nation, the architect of the party, and the ghost that still guides the dragon. He is the 70% that worked, and the 30% they can't afford to remember too clearly. Summary: West sees a dictator. China sees a deliverer. West sees the famine. China sees the rise. Is it possible to be both a dictator and a hero? Let us know in the comments. Which Mao do you see? Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next deep dive into the soul of a superpower.